Okay, well, hello, World Health Organization. This is our presentation on the worldwide problem of cholera.
Okay.
The next slide.
Can you start it?
Wait.
This section?
You're all thicker.
Where's the cooker?
Right there.
Okay. Here you go. Okay, what's the problem? Cholera, it's a disease of the small intestine. Here. And it's not transmitted by like air or bodily fluids like Ebola. It's transmitted by infected food and water, mostly food in like countries like the United States and westernized countries, and water in countries in Africa and Asia. Cholera, it can kill within hours if it's not treated. There are an estimated 3 to 5 million cholera cases and up to 100 to 120,000 deaths due to cholera every year. And as you can see, that is the bacteria that causes it. And then that is the water that they're drinking, which causes cholera. And like it's spread through by people that already have it. When they have it, like some stuff, like it involves like diarrhea and stuff. That's one of the symptoms. And that stuff, it gets into the water, and the cholera is in the water. And when people drink the water, they get it inside them. And so, yeah, I know it's disgusting. But effects and signs. A telltale sign that someone has cholera is that their skin, it'll have this blue-grayish like hue, and it's because of dehydration. And their diarrhea, it'll be blue because the dehydration. And the reason the people turn blue, it gives cholera its nickname, the Blue Death. And then that is a poster of something that it was a poster in England, and it's also caused by pollution and stuff that's this poster was made when there was pollution in the Thames, so they poured the stuff in the water. So yeah, so then here.
Oh. So these are the main factors of cholera. One of the biggest issues is, of course, it travels in water and food. Obviously, what Ezekiel said, people get infected from cholera in developed countries, more likely from food, because obviously we have clean water. 90% of the United States has access to clean water. So the only other issue we have getting cholera is from food. And there's just under 130,000 cases worldwide of cholera right now. And obviously it spreads quicker in undeveloped countries, and in developed countries it's usually from infected food. And this is what makes it deadly. Obviously undeveloped countries like Africa and countries in there are hurt from the disease most because they obviously they don't have as much education as developed countries do of bacteria. So it can spread easily because they don't know how to stop it, or at least know anything of sanitation. And that's, I can't zoom in on it, but the areas in yellow, that's how much access they have. Above 80% of the whole country has access to clean water. The orange is more than 60%, and the red is less than 60% of the country have access to clean water, which is lots of red in Africa and dark orange.
Alright, so for the current solutions and stuff, we came up with BKSs, which stands for Bacteria Killing Systems. And what they do is they heat up the water at a temperature that will kill the bacteria, and then cools it down once it exits the systems. And it's better than other ones for the surrounding wildlife, because people try to put antibiotics and medicines and vaccines in the water, and which it will kill the animals if the animals drink it. So it will kill the wildlife, and then
Yeah, and then they're built sort of sort of like a dam, and like inside there's turbines and stuff, and it heats it up. So like, like people tell you to wash your hands, like have the water hot or warm. That's because it kills the bacteria and washes them away. That's what this would do. And then after it cooled it back down, it would just keep sending it through.
Right, so the impacts on biodiversity, it's like, they said like it spreads through like water and touches water and stuff. Well, when it spreads through the water in like rivers and stuff, like it sticks to shells of crabs and shrimp and other shellfish, and then when you eat those undercooked or raw, you get cholera, and yeah. And then like other animals can get it, like for example, like a bird, they can get it by eating the crabs and shrimp and stuff, and then it spreads through bird-to-bird contact, either if they're dead, as like their corpus is like a decoy to other birds if they eat or drink around the surrounding water that they have been, and non-living and by just eating the food.
Well, it apparently skipped my section, which didn't say it this morning, but information about it, which is why we should do it and why we should care. It's because, in undeveloped countries, it can become an epidemic very quickly, and it's very infectious when it comes to water and food. And if food like fruits and vegetables are grown in soil while using the infected water, even the fruits and vegetables themselves can become infected if you eat them. Or you can become infected by eating the infected fruits, vegetables, and other things. And cholera can't infect other animals, just humans. It's mainly focused on humans, which is why it's such a big problem, because we're the only ones that are affected by it. Right now there is no cure, as we said, so I guess we're working on it, and right now the only treatment is by
Oral rehydration.
Or sanitation, and just educate people in undeveloped countries about it.
well, that's prevention. But
Yeah.
That's the only. Ta-da.
Whew.
Yeah, that's it. Does anybody have any questions?
Like how long did it stay in for it to cause an infection?
The time for it to start showing symptoms?
Yeah.
It just depends on the person. Like a lot of times with that treatment, like it will show up relatively quickly. Like it just depends on person to person. Sometimes it'll kill them within within 24 hours, and boom, they're dead. Some people, the symptoms will show up days, even weeks later. So it just depends on the person.
Casey?
Has there been a person that has ever survived it? Like,
Yes. There have been many.
It's basically like a percentage of if it's like basically how healthy you are.
so it kind of like
And or-
depends on like how it affects your immune system and how strong
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, and how hydrated you are. Because if you're already pretty dehydrated, then you'll just go down quicker, because cholera, it increases dehydration. And all the water that even if you take in more water, it just sucks it right out of you. So that's pretty hard. Okay.
Does it like, since it like dehydrates people like really badly, does it like do something with the water? Like you said, it like sucks it up or whatever, but does it like not to live or whatever?
Oh, no, I guess just like makes your body not exactly
Absorb it.
absorb it. Yeah, it just sends it right through you.
That's it.
Abel, did you have a question? Okay.
You mentioned purifying the water by boiling it. Do you have any quick ways of purifying it? An idea?
No, not really. What we could do, we could just, put, I don't know, like Germ-X in the water, but then that would, yeah, but then, number one, the water wouldn't taste very good. Number two, it would kill off all the fish and stuff, because then they would eat it, and they always tell you don't eat Germ-X, so, yeah. That is our presentation.